There was a small town in Pennsylvania. It was the kind of place where everyone knew everyone else, name, and where the biggest worry was whether the team would win the big game. But beneath the surface of this picture-perfect town sat a secret that had been buried for decades. In the heart of the town was an old school. It had been around since the 1800s, and its foundation was rumored to have been used as an underground shelter during the war. But no one really knew for sure because no one ever talked about it. The townspeople had simply accepted that some things were best left in the past. But in 2006, a janitor named Mr. Hall discovered a strange hollow sound beneath the floorboards near the boiler room. He thought it might be a new animal living in the walls, but he couldn't be sure. So out of curiosity, he pulled up the boards and found a rusted metal hatch. He felt a cold shiver crawl up his spine, but he brushed it off and opened the hatch. Without telling anyone, he climbed down into the darkness with only a flashlight to guide him. Moments later, the boiler room filled with an unnatural mist and the sound of rushing air. When the mist cleared, Mr. Hall was gone. The police searched the tunnel, but there was no sign of him. They did, however, find his flashlight lying on the stairs leading down into the tunnel. And to this day, no one knows what happened to him. Some say that when he opened the hatch, he unleashed something evil that had been sealed inside for decades. Others say he simply wandered off and got lost in the tunnels. But as the days turned into weeks and the weeks turned into months, it became clear that whatever had happened to Mr. Hall, he wasn't coming back. And then strange things started to happen at the school. The lights would flicker on and off for no reason. And the students would hear eerie whispers in the empty classrooms. They would see shadows crawling along the hallways, always moving just out of sight. In 2011, a group of students dared each other to find the hatch again. They wanted to prove that there was nothing down there, that it was just a figment of their imaginations. They recorded the whole thing on a camcorder, but they never finished the tape. The footage was later recovered from a broken camera found in the janitor's closet. And what it captured was enough to send chills down anyone's spine. On the screen, you could see the group of kids standing in front of the boiler room door. They were laughing and talking, but as they approached the hatch, their voices began to fade away. And then, for a moment, you could see the shadowy figure standing behind them. Then it lunged forward, and the last thing you heard was one of the kids screaming, "It's behind you." Then the screen went static. The school board quickly sealed off the boiler room, and no one has been allowed near it since. Some say the tunnel still calls out to this day, especially during storms, waiting for the next visitor to enter. This story was animated by Horror Cartoon Animation. Do you have a terrifying story of your own? Share it with us at updatefromem@gmail.com and we might animate it next.